September 1st, 2015. The science behind Trump mania. Donald Trump goes Willie Horton on Jeb Bush. Trump pledges to reverse Obama's mountain renaming. Mount McKinley owes its name to an epic act of trolling. Republicans are digging themselves a hole over immigration. Supreme Court denies Kentucky clerk's request to halt same-sex marriage order. State Department releases thousands of Clinton emails. 125 contain classified information. Obama to call for more icebreakers in Arctic as U.S. seeks foothold. Palmyra's Temple of Bel destroyed, says UN. Armed Black Panthers to Texas cops. We will start creeping up on you in the darkness. September 2nd, 2015. Clinton goes underwater. Trump polarization grows. Bush, once sunny, is under Trump's cloud. Jeb Bush says Donald Trump is trying to insult his way into the presidency. Obama gets Iran deal win as Senate Dems amass enough votes. Clinton, using private server, wrote and sent emails now deemed classified. Former Clinton aide expected to plead the Fifth in response to email inquiries. What Caitlyn effect? Fears for safety of transgender high school senior as 200 classmates and their parents protest an offensive decision to let her use the girls' bathroom in Missouri. Prosecutors say 2 former New Jersey daycare workers ran Fight Club for kids aged 4 to 6. Gun control groups accused of swatting open carry permit holders, putting lives at risk. CNN amends GOP debate criteria. September 3rd, 2015. Ted Cruz to visit jailed Kentucky County Clerk Kim Davis. Gay couple gets first license to wed in defiant clerk's Kentucky County. Kim Davis asks Kentucky governor to free her in same-sex marriage case. Lindsey Graham calls on U.S. to admit its fair share of Syrian refugees. Hungarian bishop says Pope is wrong about refugees. Peter Hitchens says we won't save refugees by destroying our own country. Spitting on the Constitution to pass the Iran deal. Donald Trump isn't rich because he's a great investor. He's rich because his dad was rich. Trump will sign GOP loyalty pledge. Donald Trump fires back at Jeb Bush. He should lead by speaking English while in the United States. September 4th, 2015. Donald Trump mixes up the Quds Force and the Kurds in a radio interview. Trump blasts Hugh Hewitt as a third-rate radio announcer. Trump's party loyalty pledge ends one GOP problem and brings others. The U.S. unemployment rate fell to a 7-year low. Joe Biden on presidential run. I would not hesitate if emotional energy is there. Chinese Navy ships came within 12 nautical miles of U.S. coast. September 5th, 2015. Poll says Trump beats Hillary head-to-head. Clinton's personally paid State Department staffer to maintain server. Another week of embarrassing shoes dropping for Hillary. Hillary Clinton to take women's issues out of silo. Burning Man founder says black folks don't like to camp as much as white folks. The minimum wage getting to $15. September 6, 2015. Talk in GOP turns to a Stop Donald Trump campaign. What have Bush and Clinton learned from voters' attraction to the outsiders? Hillary Clinton's proxies ramp up attacks against Sanders. Clinton raised up to $500,000 in Puerto Rico visit. Colin Powell says Iran deal is a pretty good deal. Scott Walker's Labor Day weekend, union bike and anti-union message. Farrakhan says the American system has to be taken down. September 7th, 2015. Trump is right on economics. Palin eyeing energy secretary in potential Trump administration. A hands-off Democratic race. Clinton and Sanders won't speak ill of each other. The coddling of the American mind. Paid sick leave. Obama to issue order. Graffiti calling for violence against cops spreads across Texas. Elderly Jewish couple brutally attacked in Holland. September 8, 2015. Hillary Clinton on private email. That was a mistake. I'm sorry. Big name Plan Bs for Democrats concerned about Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders overtakes Hillary Clinton in Iowa. Get ready for a second GOP debate with even more fireworks. Ted Cruz to star in Government Shutdown, the sequel. Boehner's future as Speaker in doubt. Mulvaney says Boehner lacks enough GOP votes for re-election. His future depends on whether Dems bail him out. Our baby was swapped at birth. DNA test reveals British father's son was switched for darker-skinned baby hours after his wife gave birth in El Salvador hospital, then sold by people traffickers. Apple ups hiring but faces obstacles to making phones smarter. September 9th, 2015. Poll says Donald Trump surges to 32% support. Trump mocks Fiorina's physical appearance. Look at that face. Ben Carson says, I don't want to get into a gladiator fight with Donald Trump. Jeb Bush says, my tax overhaul to unleash 4% growth. Why John Boehner could lose his job. Filibuster opponents have gone quiet since Democrats lost the Senate. John McAfee announces he's running for president. Queen Elizabeth II becomes longest reigning UK monarch. Police say man finds wife naked in bed with her dad, gets stabbed by father-in-law. CNN moves primetime GOP debate to 8 p.m. September 10th, 2015. Bernie Sanders overtakes Hillary Clinton in Iowa. Big name Plan Bs for Democrats concerned about Hillary Clinton. DNC chair shuts door on more Democratic debates. U.S. judge rules Republicans can pursue Obamacare lawsuit. Making one of the most brutal jobs a little less brutal. September 11th, 2015. Will we always remember 9/11? A new 9/11 memorial to Flight 93. Our loved ones left a legacy for all of us. America is being bullied into sympathizing with 9/11 attackers. Joe Biden's late show appearance with Stephen Colbert turns emotional. Bobby Jindal says Donald Trump looks like he got a squirrel on his head. Trump on Fiorina's face. I made those comments as an entertainer. Bachmann dismisses sexism charges against Trump. Carly Fiorina will appear in top-tier CNN Reagan Library debate. Rep. Todd Courser resigns. Gamrat expelled by House. September 12, 2015. With Jeremy Corbyn elected as new leader, Britain's Labour Party takes a hard left turn. Britain can't cut its way to prosperity. We have to build it. The Hajj will go ahead. Religious leaders confirm Islam's mass pilgrimage to Mecca goes ahead this month, despite the crane disaster killing 107 there yesterday. Russia to U.S. Talk to us on Syria or risk unintended incidents. U.S. drops charges that professor shared technology with China. Justice Department lawyers say Clinton had authority to delete personal emails. Tech company says no indication that Clinton's email server was wiped. University of California considering recognizing a right to be free from expressions of intolerance. How grown-ups deal with microaggressions. Rick Perry drops out of 2016 presidential race. September 13th, 2015. Insider versus outsider matchup finds Clinton and Trump near even. Fiorina fires back at Trump. I'm proud of every wrinkle. Trump would take 2 years to deport millions of undocumented immigrants. Jimmy Fallon takes it easy on Donald Trump. America will pay the price for Obama's Iran deal victory. Iran says it has discovered unexpectedly high uranium reserve. September 14th, 2015. Clinton's support drops by a third as Trump and Carson surge in GOP race. Kentucky clerk allows same-sex licenses but questions legality. The intersection of faith and politics. Cops shoot and kill alleged gunman who murdered rookie Kentucky state trooper. Biden secretly meets with top Obama bundler during New York swing. GOP senators would back Trump as Republican nominee. Highlights of Walker's anti-union proposals. Now classified Clinton emails sitting on Google servers. September 15th, 2015. Today in politics. In new poll, Ben Carson pulls up alongside an idling Donald Trump. Can Donald Trump be stopped? Wall Street's latest panic. Trump could win. Republicans think Donald Trump is trustworthy, empathetic, and well-suited to presidency. Conservative pundit Bill Kristol says, if Trump wins, I'd support a third-party choice. Glenn Beck, in his own words, I'll save more people than Schindler. Advocates pressure House GOP to get moving on roads bill. West ignored Russian offer in 2012 to have Syria's Assad step aside. Price tag of Bernie Sanders' proposals, $18 trillion. Game of Thrones star Emilia Clarke can't stand sex scenes. September 16th, 2015. Debate Expectations, Reagan Library Edition. Conservatives need to see what we are thinking. Donald Trump is a madman who must be stopped. Glenn Beck says Tea Partiers who support Donald Trump are racist. Joe Biden decries Donald Trump's sick message on Hispanic immigrants. Carson closes in on Trump in New Hampshire poll. Boehner and his allies prepare fall battle with conservative GOP critics. GOP rivals hope more subdued debate setting throws Trump. Records show scant Reagan-Trump ties. Steve Ranazizi, comedian who told of 9/11 escape, admits he lied. September 17th, 2015. Candidates use second GOP debate to taunt Donald Trump. It's time to declare war on Donald Trump. Long shadow of Donald Trump dominates debate he missed. GOP debate ratings appear to set new CNN record. Carly Fiorina is wrong about the Planned Parenthood tapes. I know because I watched them. Biden and Warren in 2016. White House briefly on lockdown after scare over unattended package that turned out to be a coffee mug. White House invites several opponents of Catholic teaching to greet Pope Francis. Powerful quake off Chile slams waves into coastal towns, 8 killed. Google Glass gets a new name and hires from Amazon. September 18th, 2015. Trump doesn't correct rally attendee who says Obama is Muslim and not even an American. White House rips Trump over birther reactions. Go nuclear to stop Obama's Iran deal, urge 57 House Republicans in letter. Last bid to kill Iran nuclear deal blocked in Senate. Finger-pointing but few answers after a Syria solution fails. New data shows Trump fever breaking. Race is always the issue. Apple meets California officials to discuss self-driving car. September 19th, 2015. Post-debate poll says Trump increases lead, Fiorina leaps, Carson sinks. Joe Biden edges closer to joining presidential race. Democratic donors urge Biden to challenge Clinton in U.S. 2016 race. Lawyer says clerk may have interfered with order on gay marriage. Are Democrats and Republicans talking about the same country? Conservatives balk at GOP pitch to avert shutdown. First wave at Omaha Beach. Liquid nitrogen cocktail. Lancaster's Oscars wine bar fined $100,000. September 20th, 2015. Carly Fiorina won GOP debate, but Trump still leads, says online survey. Ben Carson says America's president can't be Muslim. It wasn't people from Sweden that blew up the World Trade Center. How Ahmed's clock became a false, convenient tale of racism. The black family in the age of mass incarceration. Democrats say Sanders unelectable. Party rules to streamline race may backfire for GOP. Cyclist, a White House staffer, dies on charity ride after collision with a car. September 21st, 2015. Carson doubles down on no Muslims in the White House. Ben Carson's campaign responds to outrage over comments on Islam. Carson will not apologize for Muslim remark. U.S. soldiers told to ignore Afghan allies' abuse of boys. Cancer-stricken children and parents ejected from park near White House. Revenge, drugs, debauchery, and the book that lays Dave bare, how PM snubbed to billionaire who funded the Tories for years, sparked the most explosive political book of the decade. Pope Francis's political critics are missing something fundamental. September 22nd, 2015. Walker drops out of presidential race, slamming Trump. How Donald Trump destroyed Scott Walker's presidential chances. Carson stands by Muslim president remarks. Trump weighs in. Volkswagen scandal widens, $7.3 billion cost, 11 million cars. Hillary's latest excuse. There is no evidence. A kid, a clock, and the death of See Something, Say Something. Advocacy group says commercialization of legal pot has led to epidemic for Colorado kids. Kate, the Queen, and my dog. Prince William reveals wife, close family, and his spaniel Lupo would support him against bullies at event honoring Princess Diana. Apple speeds up electric car work. September 23rd, 2015. Bloomberg poll says Joe Biden now top presidential choice for 1 in 4 Democrats. Investigators find emails Hillary Clinton said were erased. State Department's account of email requests differs from Clinton's. Call off your fucking dogs, Hillary rages to Obama. Army rejects appeal from soldier discharged after confronting accused Afghan rapist. Company will lower drug price after critics called 4,000% hike unjustifiable. Mike Huckabee said he doesn't want stupid people to vote. Transgender woman live tweets her expulsion from Orlando airport. 2 Chinese fighters make unsafe interception with U.S. spy plane. September 24th, 2015. Stampede near Mecca during Hajj leaves over 700 dead. Pope Francis exhorts Congress to act on refugees and immigration. In meeting with nuns, Pope Francis makes quiet protest of Obamacare. Most agree with Trump on America's lost greatness, Bloomberg poll finds. Controversial South Park episode shows Donald Trump being raped and murdered. Show attacks tycoon's run for president, his immigration policies, and then kills him off in shocking final scene. Donald Trump wants the FCC to fine a critical Fox News pundit. Trump momentum shows signs of stalling. Team Obama's so-called Syria policy hits a new low. Government shutdown as self-promotion. September 25th, 2015. Speaker John Boehner retiring from Congress at the end of October. Jeb Bush says the Pope shouldn't discuss climate change because he's not a scientist. Immigration group planned girls' Pope encounter for a year. Hillary Clinton trails Sanders in New Hampshire even without Joe Biden in the race. Jeb Bush says win black voters with aspiration, not free stuff. Rubio says establishment has tried to undermine me. High school teen hailed as a hero after defending a blind classmate who was being beaten by a bully. U.S. and Allied military review new options for Afghan pullback. September 26, 2015. Trump on Boehner resignation. It's a good thing. Holy water. Congressman steals Pope Francis's glass after White House address to sip remaining liquid with his wife and then saves some to sprinkle on his grandchildren. Officials say more work emails from Clinton's private account. Carly Fiorina's bogus secretary to CEO career trajectory. Fact-checker biography. Clinton Foundation snubbed by the Pope, Elton John, and Janet Yellen. Stat check. No, women couldn't just go somewhere else if Planned Parenthood closed. Bitter truce. Fox News' Ailes is furious. September 27, 2015. John Boehner exits, Donald Trump storms on. Donald Trump says the media underestimates his crowds, and him. Poll says Trump and Carson lead GOP, Clinton loses ground. Cruz wins Values Voter Summit straw poll for third straight year. Jeb Bush says early polls really don't matter. Bill Clinton on email scrutiny. I've never seen so much expended on so little. Government finds new emails Clinton did not hand over. September 28, 2015. Pope appears to back Kim Davis in gay marriage battle. The Blackmail Caucus, a.k.a. the Republican Party. How GOP radicals made the speakership unappealing. The Donald is in the details. Elizabeth Warren just gave the speech that Black Lives Matter activists have been waiting for. Bloomberg poll says Americans want Supreme Court to turn off political spending spigot. Nancy Pelosi says probe anti-abortion group over Planned Parenthood videos. Poll says 69% oppose shutdown over Planned Parenthood. Clinton campaign accounts for previously undisclosed Petraeus emails. DEA agents kept jobs despite serious misconduct. September 29, 2015. Search for Speaker to replace Boehner falls to splintered Republicans. Conservatives float Trey Gowdy as next House Majority Leader. Cruz sternly rebuked by GOP. Donald Trump is not going anywhere. Carson to NASCAR. Confederate flag okay on private property. Let's be honest about the dishonest attack on Planned Parenthood. Iran President Hassan Rouhani blames U.S. for spread of Mideast terror. Why Robert Mugabe just shouted, "We are not gays," in his UN speech. September 30th, 2015. Pope secretly met Kentucky clerk over gay marriage licenses. Boehner's likely successor credits Benghazi committee for lowering Hillary Clinton's poll numbers. Senate passes funding bill to avert government shutdown. Russians tell U.S. to remove warplanes from Syria, senior official says. Bill Clinton says Donald Trump is fact-free. Jeb Bush on Washington Redskins team name. I don't think it should change. Paul on Cruz. He's pretty much done for in the Senate. De Blasio plans forum in Iowa for presidential candidates. Shocking moment, a Mexican sports reporter is hit by a car during live broadcast from airport.